Let's talk about the Nicki Minaj and SZA beef, but not the way that you think. I will unpack what exactly happened yesterday, but this is not the first time that Nicki Minaj has gone on a rant on social media when it comes to the industry. It was just last week, and a lot of you were asking me if I was going to report or talk about it, and I said no, because I said, wait, it will be someone else just days later. So we're going to unpack the Nicki Minaj beef with SZA. We're also going to talk about her ongoing beef with the industry, JayZ, and even Beyonce.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So, as I said to you before, a lot of you have been asking me to talk about this beef that Nicki Minaj has had with JayZ in the last couple of weeks, and then even making a slick comment that people speculated had to do with Beyonce. Then yesterday, play by play, we saw a beef between Nicki Minaj and SZA. Yeah, SZA. So I wanted to talk about that particular beef, but I also wanted to really say, Nicki Minaj, you are the queen of rap. You are an icon. You have set a new standard when it comes to hip hop, not even just female hip hop, and also the music industry. I just wish you that you would just sit in your greatness and let the numbers and your success speak for itself. Every time you have these sort of rants on social media, it causes this uproar where it doesn't need to be. You are on a level that you should not even have to talk about these things or address these things. And if you have some sort of beef with JayZ, because that was how this all reignited, a Nicki Minaj in the headlines again, was because she was retweeting and posting these things, talking about Roc Nation, talking about JayZ, talking about how JayZ might owe her millions of dollars. And then there was a slick comment where she was talking about it wasn't a mechanical bull, which people associated with Beyonce. I could show you all the tweets, but this is the whole reason why I didn't do a video talking about this last week. Because I was like, what are we talking about? Either say what you mean and stop with all this. I feel like there's so much smoke and mirrors in regards to what she's saying without her clearly saying what she needs to say. And if JayZ owes you money, sue him. There are legal ways of handling this instead of going on the internet and ranting and raving about JayZ. No one's sitting here thinking that JayZ is perfect. There are people saying, well, there are means for you to handle business. But then there were people saying that JayZ does not owe you millions. So there was a lot of confusion in regards to some of the things that Nicki Minaj was saying on social media and whether they were true and whether she was associating Roc Nation with Live Nation. Barbs, I'm not going to get into any arguments with you guys on whether or not JayZ owes Nicki Minaj money. If JayZ owes you money, Nicki, there are ways of handling that. Legal ways. You have attorneys, you have a team. But then yesterday, and I already know, people are going to say, well, SZA's former manager, this is where it all stems from. SZA's former manager has been taking shots at Nicki for years, blah, 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 blah. SZA should not be jumping in this. Let me unpack for you. And I'm not going to even show you all the tweets because you can just go to Nicki Minaj's account. I'm just going to, for our people of a particular age, meaning me and everyone older. So you have an understanding, because some of you rely on me, and I've learned this. So I'm doing this for our community to have an understanding. What exactly is she mad about? And even after I explain it to you, you probably still be like, oh. No, I'm still not sure, Kempire. But I'm going to unpack it. But for me, the bigger message here is beyond Nicki's rants on social media. But we'll get to it. So shout out to X, because I can always rely on them to break this down for me. I'm utilizing this young lady, Bambi Dell, on X. Because you know what we do here. We never will claim anything as our own unless it is our own. We cite our sources here. She puts it nicely together for us to understand. So this is the summary of the beef between Nicki Minaj and SZA that played out on social media yesterday. And I have a response to some of you. I'm going to just put Barbs in quotes because some of y'all might be too grown to be calling yourself a Barb. So they started this way. They said, first, SZA shaded Nicki after she posted this about TDE Punch. It had nothing to do with SZA at all, according to Barbs. So this was a tweet that Nicki posted with Punch, TDE, former manager of SZA, where Nicki says, me after I suck some good Z, guarantee you wouldn't fight a man. We have energy tweet of your incessant bullying, lying, and more. Your name was added to that ish list. Itty drawers. Same thing that make you laugh, make you ish. She's referring to a Black Barbie tweet that TDE Punch had posted. Okay. So then SZA went for a show and made a tweet that claimed that she wasn't referring to Nicki Minaj. In this tweet, this is why it's so confusing. SZA says, Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, laughing out loud, silly goose. So she doesn't at Nicki Minaj at all. And then everyone's like, well, Mercury is not in retrograde. For us Astro girlies and boys, there is a shadow period before Mercury retrograde and after Mercury retrograde. We are literally in the shadow period. So that's a couple of days before and a couple of days, actually a few days before and a few days after. Mercury retrograde begins tomorrow, but you probably already started feeling it, especially you Virgos. Just saying, Mercury is your ruling planet. See, you get everything here on this platform. SZA posted that, but she didn't tag Nicki Minaj. Okay? Nicki, according to Bambi Dell, says, got angry and quoted her, saying SZA looks and sounds like she, quote, got stung by a bee and calls her a unalived dog. Nicki literally says, go draw your freckles back on, Bookie. Hashtag justice for Demery. Hashtag deposition Perez. That's a whole Rock Nation rant that she went on last week because there's a whole situation with Rock Nation and is she CEO? The head of Rock Nation over there. Then Nicki says, liar, liar, pants on fire, sounding like an effing unalive dog. I'm changing the words, okay? All right. And then, of course, the Barbs are going in on SZA not being able to sing live. And SZA has gotten so much better when it comes to being a live performer. She's selling out shows with Kendrick Lamar on this stadium tour. SZA has come a long way. She's only on her second album, and she's doing very well for herself. I won't sit here and pretend, though, that there aren't videos about SZA being a consistent liar.
Yup.
We're being fair here. There are no Barbs and whatever the SZA fans are called. I won't sit here and pretend like there aren't viral videos that people piece together all the lies that SZA has said over the years. They're out there, y'all. Okay? So then SZA replies to Nicki Minaj, ratioed the queen of rap, and Nicki Minaj even got angrier. Nicki, of course, had that tweet where she posted, and SZA responded to that tweet and says, I don't give an F about none of that weird-ish you poppin'. That was the first tweet I saw yesterday, and I was like, what's going on right now? Is this real? Then the Barbs tweeted at SZA, of course, says that she should go for a solo instead of a joint tour. SZA quoted them with evidence of her solo tour because she was on a solo tour for the SOS project. Y'all can't sit here and deny that her last album, her latest album, did extremely well. It won Grammys as well, okay? So SZA, in reply to, I'm assuming, a Barb that said, girl, you on a joint tour, do that ish solo. I want to see something. So SZA reposts a stat. She says, what the F you want to see? Let me know. And the stat says, SZA's SOS tour has grossed 100 million. SZA joins Tina Turner, Beyonce, and Rihanna as the only Black women to achieve the milestone with a tour. However, in all fairness, I will also say Nicki Minaj's last tour did extremely well, and she set all kinds of records as well. Nicki Minaj has set a lot of records within the music industry, not just in hip hop. Then SZA says this, and this is the next tweet that I saw from SZA. She says, laughing my A off, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. See you tomorrow for night 2, Paris. She's on the stadium tour with Kendrick Lamar. Some people were associating when she said being calm, shy, and meek was a reference to Meek Mill. Guys, let me hold your hand when I say this. There were words like demure and meek that existed before people made them viral moments.
It's almost hurtful to me to watch her be so dumb.
This is why we have to encourage our children to read. I don't believe that she was referencing Meek Mill in that tweet. Just when I thought that it was over, it wasn't. The Kempire After Dark live experience, the Villain Era, is coming to Atlanta next. Shout out to Philly. We had a fantastic time in Philly. We covered everything from Diddy to Tyler Perry to Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Miami. We even talked about Trump and the Epstein files. You just never know what's going to come up during our night of hot topics. You spilling tea, me spilling tea, and we had such a fantastic time the last time I came to Atlanta. Let's continue that fun. And then we're coming to DC. We always have a good time in DC, but this is the first time I'm coming to DC for the summer. So you know it's about to be lit. Make sure you get your tickets for that show. But then, of course, we're going to end our summer tour with the Kempire After Dark live experience here in New York City at the Green Room 42, September 12th. That should be a special show. All the shows have meet and greets available, but the New York City show, there's a live stream option. So if you're watching this from across the country or around the world, you can watch it and have that video for a week. But don't wait until after the show. You won't be able to get the live stream ticket then. Get your tickets today. More information on the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era live experience will be coming to a city near you. Get your tickets today in the description. According to Bambi Dell, she says that Nicki Minaj quoted SZA's tweet following their back and forth and calls her ugly, chubby, and skinny after SZA said that she wants to go back to being calm, shy, and meek and to go offline, prepare for her show in Paris, which we already went through. So Nicki says, B word, damn near broke that man back and leg. B word, fat, chubby, and skinny at the same damn time. Then she put a bunch of laughing emojis. Then she says, B word, where are those 30 million streams that disappeared on Spotify like your faux freckles? Then people brought up video where SZA talked about getting freckles in high school, and some people didn't understand that freckles, you can develop freckles or even get more freckles in different parts of your body as you get older. I don't think people realize that, but fine. She says, botting tweets when you are arguing is just as weird as SZA. Then she says, B word, looking and sounding like she got stung by an effing bee, ... draws on my fake freckles. Hashtag justice for Demery. This is all Nicki Minaj's tweets yesterday after SZA said that she was going to get off of a line. So in response to some more tweets, SZA repost a tweet that said, you really don't want to start this, girl. If you were crying before, you're really going to cry now when the Barbs get at you. SZA retweets this and says, I get bullied by millions online every day, then step my ass out on a packed stadium tour where people show me real love in real life. My parents are healthy and I'm the most successful ever been. Get some effing perspective and bark at the wall. Another person responds to her, said, girl, you on a joint tour, do that ish solo. I want to see something, which we talked about already. Then Nicki tweets this saying, B word used to be on Twitter dissing Rihanna, C, etc. But then when it was time to suck Zeke, I get opportunities from them. She drew them freckles on and I got to sucking right, allegedly. Like B word, stop being jealous of women who you secretly would unalive to be up their a-holes. These men put batteries in y'all backs, and y'all stupid enough to still keep it going, not peeping that it's not going to end well for them or you. Buzz off, Bumbleina.
That is funny.
But then, of course, it did not stop between the Barbs and the SZA fans. I don't know what the SZA fans are called, but the SZA fans then went on their own little rants where they said, if I was SZA, I would just post this and log knowing Nicki would spiral a week over it. And they posted a picture of SZA with her Grammy. Because as you know, Nicki Minaj has not received a Grammy, but she did reveal that they offered her to join the Recording Academy, which she declined. Another person posted another tweet with SZA with another Grammy saying, OMG, is she really still going? All that yapping, but she knows she can't call SZA a flop. Stay in your place, Granny, and go feed your son. Another person, the same person actually, says, I know someone with an S-offender husband, S-offender brother, and no albums or songs in the Billboard 200 isn't trying to shade SZA. Another person says, this B-word beef with anybody, like, what the F you beefing with SZA for? Another person in defense of Nicki says SZA inserted herself into something that had nothing to do with her. But we have to also keep in mind that tweet that SZA posted, we don't know if it had anything to do with Nicki Minaj. We are assuming it had something to do with Nicki Minaj. Another person says, get SZA's fake body back to the doctor when we finish her, they say. Okay, I wanted to say this. The only reason why I'm even going through these tweets is because I want to say this about the situation with Nicki Minaj. As I said to you before, the reason why I didn't talk about this the last couple of weeks was because I said, oh, we're at that particular point again with Nicki Minaj on a social media rant. I love it when Nicki Minaj is quiet and sitting in her greatness and just reposting the stats. And just showing like, oh, I broke this record today. I liked when Nicki Minaj was on tour, breaking records, putting out her music. I don't like when Nicki Minaj is on social media, fighting with bloggers, fighting with fans on social media, or fighting with her fellow celebrities. I don't like it. I don't see the point in it. Again, it takes away from the legendariness, the iconicness of Nicki Minaj. And this happens every year, it feels like. Just when I feel like, okay, we're back on this ride of Nicki Minaj is focusing on the music. She's great. She's breaking records. She's releasing good music. Fine. But then she takes away from her own legacy every time she does this. And I get it. I know people be like, oh, now you're a part of the Nicki hate train. No. All right, girl. No. I like Nicki music. I like when Nicki is putting out music. I like her flow. I've always liked her flow. I always liked a lot of her music. What I don't like is that she continues to come off her throne and fight battles with people that are not fighting with her. And you notice the people that are also great do not respond to her. JayZ has not responded to her. And I know there will be some parts like, yes, he does. He just does it subliminally. He probably does. But again, if there is an issue, if he owes you money, sue him and get your money. If there's any legitimate cause. Why are we fighting now with Beyonce? Beyonce's over here on a stadium tour as well. But now it's turned on SZA. These tweets, we won't 10 years from now look back at these tweets and be like, oh, that was an iconic fight. It won't be the same that when we look at the Rihanna and Ciara fight.
Hell no.
Because they were in their 20s when they did that. You are a full-grown woman, but also an icon. And so a lot of times when I see Nicki Minaj come off her throne and start acting this way on social media, I'm just like, you're taking away from your legacy. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying that you can't do that. You could do that. But please understand the people that used to ride for you and the people that actually love the music are completely turned off by this type of behavior. And I know you have the Barbs that will always uplift you and say, you're fantastic, you're amazing. But the people that really, truly are level-headed and appreciate your music are now turned off because of some of the problematic things. Because mind you, I just read you the tweets. She also went on one of the station radio's things and went on a rant about this. And please understand, before we start saying like, oh, you're a Cardi lover, I say the same thing about Cardi. Cardi has set new records as well. And when I hear her on Spaces on Twitter, I'm like, get off of Space. Like, you have set all kinds of records. You are doing amazing. You have achieved the dream that so many up and coming rappers and just artists and entertainers want to achieve. But you are sitting on the internet being bothered by strangers. No. Stop it. Both of you. I'm tired of this ongoing beef amongst Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. I'm tired of whatever is happening between Nicki Minaj and the ghost that is JayZ. I'm tired of it. So that's the only reason why I just said, oh, you know what? I have a lot to say when it comes to what is happening with Nicki Minaj. And it has nothing necessarily to do with the beef she had yesterday with SZA. Mercury is in retrograde, which means technology won't be working. Communication will be a challenge. There is a shadow period before a Mercury retrograde and an after. So that means you will already start seeing this miscommunication. You will start seeing things not working. So advice to everyone, double check everything. Make sure you got your keys. Make sure you got your ID. Make sure you have everything that you've been needing to take with you. If there's a contract negotiation coming up, don't do it yet. Wait a couple more weeks. Mercury retrograde should be over on August 11th, but remember, there's still a shadow period after that. You're welcome, Nicki. Guys, as always, I hope I was able to, on some level, because even reading through it, I'm like, I'm still understanding, why are we mad? Who are we mad at? Please just go enjoy the life that you created for yourself. Just go and enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, this is a reminder to all of us that money and success and fame will not equate to happiness, especially if you do not have it at home. Because please understand, if somebody is happy at home with love and friends and all this stuff at home, there ain't nothing on the outside world or in this industry that's going to change the happiness that I have within myself and at home. Just saying. I know that. I hope that you guys know that. Guys, let's continue this conversation in the comment section. And please understand, if you come at me crazy, you will get blocked. I probably won't see it because you know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go enjoy my best life. I'm going to go on a walk after I put this out. I'm going to go enjoy my best life. I'm going to go skipping down these New York City streets. I wish the same for Nicki Minaj and for those of you watching. And I might take my foot out my sneaker and touch some grass. Guys, let's continue this conversation there. As always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. As always, thanks for watching.
Here we go now.